Just before we deep dive into asset management, let us talk about why we need an asset management solution. A good asset management solution helps you take control over organizational costs and helps make decisions to promote right investments. There is also an ever evolving need to automate business processes and have a centralized system to achieve this. Also, cross collaboration between users and systems is very much needed. The consequences of not adapting. The reality is you need to evolve to meet these new challenges because not evolving has consequences like lack of complete understanding of your assets due to limited visibility and not being able to quickly request, procure, or fulfill from stock on hand critical physical or cloud based assets or software. Companies might not be able to respond to audits, resulting in huge penalties, eventually resulting in huge costs. Let us discuss what value Asset Management X brings and how the solution helps address all the above issues in an automated manner. Asset Management X is built on Optic platform, allowing you to deliver consolidated end-to-end asset lifecycle management for all the IT hardware and software requirements. Asset management solution is part of a codeless configuration principle, which not only creates quick time to value but also enables faster updates and any maintenance. The new asset management solution can be consumed either on-prem, cloud, or through a SaaS offering. We support all three modes, resulting in greater cost optimization. We also support this through a mobile platform, access it for your hardware and software asset management needs, and of course, extend this to enterprise service management space. Inbuilt analytics and machine learning support to provide better insights and also superior user satisfaction. To top it all off, we provide native integration with UCMDB for better asset management and software discovery, which means you can be ensured with most up-to-date data and don't have to worry about those custom integrations to bring asset data, both hardware and software, into software asset management. What sets Asset Management X apart? You'll get all you need, all built in, not bolted on like some others in the market. Natively built in universal CMDB with asset discovery fueled by universal discovery, so you can avoid all those custom integrations to bring in data between UD and asset management systems. Native service asset configuration management along with service delivery maps. Hardware, portfolio, contract, vendor, procurement, and financial management all included. With native UCMDB, now you don't have to worry about either writing custom APIs or other processes of mapping software or hardware data between the discovery and asset management system. You get access to all data real time with established processes. With codeless configuration, you'll be able to escape endless implementation cycles and expensive upgrades. So this not only creates quick time to value, but also enables faster updates and any maintenance activity. Avoid tool customizations and technical debt. Get quick time to value. Automate seamless upgrades. Get new features and capabilities immediately. And you will enjoy some of the lowest total cost of ownership out there, delivered through flexible deployment, SaaS, cloud, or on-premise, resulting in cost optimization. We also offer this solution through a mobile platform, so everything you need is just a click away. Flexible licensing, named and concurrent uses. No additional charges for features like service mapping of assets. 50 discovery licenses included for asset discovery. 50 devices automatically included as part of software asset management. As I was talking earlier, AMX is a consolidated asset management solution that caters to entire asset lifecycle needs from request to fulfillment to managing software titles all the way through retirement and disposal, most of it in an automated processes. Asset Management X leverages best in industry practices to allow to have better governance of assets, automate lifecycle processes from procurement to retirement, improve efficiency with increased visibility into full asset lifecycle, minimize wasted resources by identifying relocating underutilized resources. Users and customers of asset data, like your IT service desk or even your regular employees, will be able to easily request and fulfill assets from catalogs of approved assets and from approved vendors, all set up through Asset Management X. Our goal through our asset management solution is to optimize your spend, ensure compliance with all the software vendors, and provide a solution that automates asset lifecycle. Before I jump into a demo and start showing you around, I wanted to give you an overview of some of the key modules in Asset Management X. Okay. Let us start with procurement. With integrated procurement module, one can manage vendor catalogs, purchase orders, and move assets into stock when received, all with the help of customizable workflows that fit into your organizational needs. Natively included asset and configuration management gives you an overview of assets in your organization, conveniently grouped into asset cards by type. Plus, you can see how many assets in your portfolio is contributing to critical business value delivery to help you plan a retirement and replacement strategy. And out-of-the-box workflows allows you to easily track and manage assets through their entire life cycle. And managing both your vendors and associated contracts is easy. You can quickly see and manage the states of your contracts through a preview dashboard and then drill down to more accurate details such as cost of contracts, related contracts, devices covered by your contracts, and many more. And when it comes to finances, you can take control over your asset costs with your Asset Management X solution. You'll be able to understand how assets and budgets, cost centers, budget lines, and expense lines intersect, as well as see how your assets depreciate over time with net stimulated values. But if you're like most organizations, you'll be particularly interested in software asset management. So let us go ahead and talk about this in much more specific. Software asset management is a complex balancing act between being over-provisioned or under-licensed, all while trying to ensure compliance for your existing software contracts. You want to be able to track software asset management smartly and efficiently to manage your compliance and control your risk, while ensuring your organization has just the right amounts of software licenses to be productive. With software asset management, you will be able to optimize utilization while controlling your risk of audit through compliance dashboards. With software asset management and Asset Management X, you'll be easily able to ensure compliance of your software titles through a very interactive and specific dashboards. Monitor your license consumption through vendor-specific and out-of-the-box license rules and metrics. Optimize your license usage, allowing you to upgrade and downgrade your license versions depending upon the usage through our reconciliation module. Track your software spend for better financial management while reallocating and rationalizing your software budget spend and allocations. Talking about our vendor content, today we support vendors like Oracle, Microsoft, VMware, IBM, and Adobe. Specifically with vendors like Oracle LMS, we are vendors certified by Oracle, which means you can leverage our reporting data directly for any audit purposes with Oracle. With Microsoft, we support both on-prem and SaaS installations, including Office 365. Management of VMware, we support products including vCloud, vRealize, and vSphere Suite, as well as individual components. We also support managing compliance for IBM products. So using ILMT as a data provider, you can bring in data about all IBM products, including the complex. We also support Adobe. With Adobe Product Synchronization, you can automate discovery and uncover usage across the enterprise regardless of which group or individual produces a subscription. Optimize and control costs by identifying unused licenses and reallocating them efficiently by leveraging our license compatibility metrics. Of course, all of these vendors come out of the box. Predefined license rules and license metrics are applied to all of them, but could be customized as much as needed. We support a Microsoft System Center Configuration Manager, otherwise called as SCCM integration, and also support for software that is licensed per installation of a device, such as VMware Workstations or WinZip, for example. You will also enjoy an SDK that allows you to set up compliance rules for software vendors not supported out of the box, as well as enjoy all these features with the vendor-specific predefined license rules out of the box license metrics, which is provided. Here's a quick high-level conceptual architecture that shows how software asset management integrates data of both your hardware assets with the softwares that are discovered on top of them. These softwares that are discovered could either be brought from universal discovery or integrations from other sources, either out-of-the-box provided integrations, or you can create your own using included APIs. All these informations about hardware of that asset and software of that asset is brought into software asset management, where license rules and metrics are applied on top of it and compliance reports are generated. These license rules and license rules are updated time to time for out-of-the-box vendors. Of course, if you customize those license rules, you're free to go in and change them or manage them as needed. Now that we have learned about Asset Management X and looked at some of its core capabilities, I wanted to take a minute to walk you around the system so that you get a feel and overview of what we've been talking about for all this time. When I land into Asset Management X homepage, I'm treated with this dashboard, which basically gives me an overview of everything that's happening with my organization, broken down by what's important to me. Of course, this could be customized. We do provide out-of-the-box options, but it could be customized to what's more important to you. Moving on to the most important component of asset management, which is your service asset and configuration page. You're treated with this dashboard, which gives an overview and a breakdown of all my assets by asset type. The dashboard provides an overview of various hardware peripheral assets managed both as configuration items and CIs. We can drill down into specific asset type either from here or by using the drop-down menu. The asset data that you're seeing here can either be directly retrieved from Universal Discovery through a native UD integration or can be imported through manual processes like you can do bulk imports or have API integrations to retrieve that information or have imports through your Excels or any other processes you have. Let's drill down into an asset to see what's happening in it. For our demo today, I picked up an asset SERMS004. As I dig into this asset, again, I can actually search for the asset from here and go on there, or I can go to the home page and look for the device. And, if it's a device or a system element or a service component, I can actually go in there and retrieve that information. Because I know the asset, I'm directly looking it up from here. As I land into this asset, which is a device, I can go in here and see all the information that is associated with the device, like, who's the owner of the device, what model is it, any contract information that the device has, if it has a maintenance contract or a warranty contract, when is the device being planned to retire. If it's a shared device, I can see all the user information, like which users are actually sharing the information. I can see all that information in here. I can attach documents or photos associated with that device in here. Also, I can manage and see what part of the workflow is the device, and this device is in use. I can move it to repair, retire, or move it back to prepare and all of that. So this workflow that you're seeing here is provided out of the box, but of course you can definitely go in and customize if some of the phases in the life cycle doesn't match your requirement. I can also see all the hardware information that is being deployed on the device, like the hardware information of the device, and also manage the softwares that are being deployed on this device. You can definitely manage financial information of the device, like which cost center that is the device associated to, what cost type does it belong to, if there are any chargeback rules that are associated on that device, like what is the initial charge, recurring charge, if there are any expense lines that are being generated on that device, how expensive is it, like you could actually do all the things that are required for managing your devices from in here. I wanted to take us about the software deployed on the device. I wanted to talk about, how the software is actually managed, or how do we get that information, how is that compliance calculated, and all of that. So for that, I'm going to jump from in here to our software asset management. As we land into software asset management module, you'll be treated with a dashboard which provides an overview of all products installed in the organization and their compliance status, including most at-risk products. These are addressed based on the latest compliance reports. You can also drill down into vendor-specific dashboards, like here I have Oracle, Microsoft, Microsoft, Adobe, and VMware. Let's just quickly look into Oracle and see what's happening in there. So if you go into Oracle, you can actually see the compliance meter for different Oracle products. You can see the utilization of data options and packs, the different data options that are being deployed, how many of them are overconsumed versus where the licenses are really available. Price licenses or standard licenses, and which one is available versus what is consumed, how many license points are available versus required, and all that information. There is also another view which helps better understand the compliance. In the compliance menu, we see it broken down by vendor-specific solution and status on how many versions of each product is being deployed, whether it's compliant or not, and what is the cost of making it compliant, broken down by vendor. You can also go a level deeper and understand exactly how many versions of each product is being deployed and which one is compliant versus which is not compliant. I picked up SQL Server and I went a level deeper, and I see there are 4 versions of SQL Server that are being deployed in my organization, and I can see the available license points versus consumed license point and what is the cost of making it compliant. I can go inside and also see what device this is being deployed on. This is the device that we have seen a second back inside our asset configuration management module, and you can calculate on how this calculation of compliance actually happens, about the processors, scores per processors, and all the other values. All the real magic happens inside products. So if you go into products, you could see different products that are being deployed in your organization. All this information that you're seeing here comes from Universal Discovery. Universal Discovery calculates the usage of products and brings that information into software asset management. I can click into one and see the different types of license product versions that are being deployed, different license rules that are being applied on top of it. License compatibility matrix is one of the newest features we introduced. What this basically does is provides an ability for customer to efficiently utilize their licenses. For example, if you are overutilized with a license of particular type, you could create your own tree in here and give it a path to utilize another license when that triggers. So that way you don't have to over purchase a particular type of license when you already have other licenses that are available and sitting in there. You can manage both your on-premise and SaaS products from in here. And of course, the calculation of compliance is you can put a schedule in here to trigger that compliance calculation probably once a week, or however your organization sees it fit. But you can also do a force sync by syncing with CMS so that you're up to date at that moment. We also have SaaS products in here for which you can actually calculate compliance. Example, your Microsoft 365. So all your license rules are predefined for most of the out-of-the-box vendors, but of course, you can just go in here and customize your license rule as per use. You can also define license metrics, which tells how the calculation should happen. We do already provide out-of-the-box license metrics, like if it's per code, per device, per installation, or per OSC. And also we provide vendor-specific license rules. And all your license rules and license metrics are updated very frequently. But you can also again go ahead and customize and create your own license metrics. We have licenses available. Licenses available is what determines how many rights per product that are being already purchased. And we take these licenses available versus this licenses consumed that is being brought in from CMS to calculate your compliance in your product section. You can also associate contracts with each of your license type, and if it's a maintenance contract, or if you have a license contract, you can definitely attach in here and manage it. But to give you an overview, this is what happens inside software asset management. Software asset management really helps you manage your software licenses and stay up compliant all the time. You can pull in reports about your software licenses from time to time and ensure that everything is up to date and you're compliant for any audits. Next, as I'm talking about contracts that are associated, there are different ways to create those and associate those contracts to either your physical devices or your softwares. So one way to do it is going into your contract management. Basically, your contract management module helps you manage and track contracts and associate them with relevant assets or even software licenses. These contracts could be anything like your maintenance contracts, your leases, your warranties, or even service contracts. As you land into this dashboard, you can see your contracts broken down by expiration time, something that is going to be expired in the next month versus 3 months versus whatever is suspended and whatever is coming into play from next month. Of course, this timelines again could be super customized and however the organization sees fit. As I go into the contract management module, this module acts as a one-stop solution to find all relevant information regarding your contract. Let me click into one of the contracts to show you about what I'm talking. So as I go into this contract module, I can see the workflow that is being associated with the contract. I can see the contract number, the vendor, the financial information associated with the contract start dates, end dates, associated licenses consuming the contract, terms and conditions, and any documents associated with the contract. I can also go in here and associate the devices for the contracts that are actually falling into it. Contracts has its own workflow. This is again predefined but could be customized. You can definitely relate related contracts. If there's a parent and child relation between contracts, you can associate them in here. There is also again financial information, and you can create your own expense lines depending upon how many devices are consuming it, or if your INPs are consuming it, and however it is being calculated. And you can associate it with a vendor, of course, showing which vendor this contract belongs to. That takes me to my next module, which is basically a vendor management. With vendor management, I can manage all my vendors and associated brands effectively. I can see all my vendors and their associated contracts, like the DUNS number, the code, the company type, what are the contacts of the vendor, what brands does the vendor have associated, what are the related contracts that are being associated to that vendor, and all that information, and of course have a history for audit purposes in there. As I was talking a minute before about service asset configuration, about in-stock assets, and managing those stock assets, I wanted to go back. I want to just back and talk about procurement, which really helps you get these assets into stock or move them across the life cycle. So the procurement module inside Asset Management X is very self-sufficient today and has different components that are being associated so that you can efficiently track and manage your IT purchase decision. Say here we can create your vendor catalogs, publish those catalog items as service offerings. And also one can manage purchase orders and purchase order lines through this module. This module helps facilitate asset receiving by creating receiving slips, and also perform stock management through automated processes of moving items into stock as soon as you receive those items. So this automates asset creation as you receive an item. There is also one other module in asset management which really is very critical. That is your financial management module. The financial management module inside asset management helps you understand your budgets, distributions, and spend. And of course, you can stay on top of it. There are different aspects to it, like you could create your budgets, your budget lines. You can have expense lines associated. You can create your own cost allocation rules and associate them with your expense lines to manage, to see your projections versus your actual spends. You can define all of those in here and associate it to a device level, so that you can efficiently monitor and manage which cost center is overspending versus where there is underspend of money, and you can efficiently manage your budgets accordingly. Well, these are some of the modules that I wanted to demo today. Well, now that we have looked at the demo, let's come back and reiterate about what Asset Management X has to offer. Asset Management X is built on the Optic platform, perfect for delivering an integrated approach to enterprise service management and AI ops. Everyone can be working from a common set of information and assets, no matter their IT discipline. You'll be able to see and understand how the assets you manage are being used to deliver critical IT services and business applications with native asset and configuration management that operates in real time. Fuel your asset information natively from Universal Discovery and UCMDB without having to worry or manage connectors or integrators or any kind of integrations. You'll be able to flex and adapt to ITOM and SAM solutions as larger IT operation initiatives happen, like transforming to the cloud or adopting to SaaS. AMX enjoys flexible deployment models. That means you're ready to evolve as your organization needs to be.